Do you like monsters and animatronics? If you watch our channel, you probably do. We were recently invited to visit the Distortions Monster World Museum in Denver, and it is a delightfully terrifying experience.
Fastpass facts.
Distortions Monster World is your chance to immerse yourself into the world of Distortions Unlimited. If you are a horror fan, you probably know all about Distortions Unlimited. But for those of you who don't know them, here it goes. Distortions Unlimited is a company established by Ed and Marcia Edmonds that makes some of the best quality Halloween and haunt props, masks, and of course, animatronics. They have been in charge of creating animatronics and props for theme parks, haunted attractions, Halloween lovers, retailers, and more. And Distortions Monster World showcases some of the best animatronics and props that Distortions Unlimited has ever made. This museum was created by the hugely talented Nate and Heidi Webb, co-owners of Blazin' Illuminations, a company that specializes in artainment, a fusion of art and entertainment. They created an amazing, terrifying, and family-friendly interactive museum that shows us the art of making monsters. You have to experience it sometime. And today, we're going to be doing a special ticket giveaway, so please stay till the end of the video to see how to participate. We'll be covering the animatronics that you can find at the museum in today's video, but don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on because we're doing another video talking about everything else you can find there, including this alien queen sculpture that was created using the original molds from Stan Winston Studios. Wicked Wolf. There are so many amazing animatronics in the museum, but this one was by far one of our favorites and one of the most impressive. And the Duck Squad seems to agree with us because we asked your opinions and you said it best. This animatronic is amazing. The incredible amount of detail on the sculpture, the high quality of the paint job, and of course the spooky factor makes it one of the best. The Wicked Wolf is 7 feet tall, comes with fog, sound, and is programmed to turn its head and open and close its mouth. And fun fact, the wolf's growls were recorded by Ed Edmonds himself. It is made out of latex and foam filled with durable mechanics and armature inside. And as with everything that Distortions Unlimited makes, this giant werewolf is hand-painted and haired by the team. While walking inside the museum, you can see the wolf that is situated on an amazing display next to this moon face, which we'll be talking about in our next video. And remember when we said this museum is interactive? Well, you can approach the wolf and activate it yourself with a press of a button. The wolf comes alive, and you get to see it in all its glory. As you guys pointed out, the anatomy and detail put into this animatronic makes for an overall striking visual and effective spook factor. Sleeping Giant and Bobo. We've covered the Sleeping Giant before in our videos, and we're happy to be talking about this animatronic once more. This is definitely our favorite animatronic in the museum, and probably the biggest one too. It is so impressive and terrifying at the same time. This animatronic measures 8 feet tall when he is sitting down and sleeping, but he suddenly wakes up and stands at 11 feet tall. It has a set of pre-programmed actions and can also be customized for the needs of each client. But we'll be talking about the specific animatronic that we got to see at the museum. This sleeping giant doesn't stand up, but believe us when we say that it doesn't make it a bit less impressive. And with most of the other animatronics in the museum, you can activate the sleeping giant by pressing a button. Suddenly, this quirky little dude called Bobo comes to life and proceeds to try and wake up the giant. The interaction between these two animatronics is so cute and funny, with Bobo asking the giant to wake up and greet us, and the giant jokingly, or maybe not so jokingly, threatening to eat us. The sight of this animatronic is nothing less than awe-inspiring, and being able to interact with them is very fun. No wonder this animatronic has become so popular and been seen in various parks such as Cedar Point, Kings Island, Canada's Wonderland, Carowinds, and Dorney Park, among others. Again, this was probably our favorite animatronic in the museum, and listening to the various interactions that it has is so much fun. Gargoyle Shock. While we all know that jump scares might not be very pleasant, we also know that a well-achieved jump scare can be well appreciated, and in the right settings, very fun. Well, this is what Shocktronics rely on. If the word Shocktronic seems strange to you, don't worry, we'll get to it in a moment. So, this gargoyle sits there, surrounded by fog and lights, its wings moving menacingly while it waits for its next victim. The movement of the gargoyle's wings is amazing, so much so that unwary visitors stand before it watching the gargoyle closely but not closely enough, because suddenly, it jumps up and runs towards them. That's what a Shocktronic is, a conventional animatronic that had a small exception. A costumed actor that stands as part of the animatronics, ready to scare any and all people who approach it. Imagine being terribly scared of animatronics and then this happens to you. You would never be able to get over it. But seriously, this seems like so much fun, especially if you're the scare actor, of course. The Gargoyle Shocktronic is one of many in the Distortions Unlimited Shocktronic line, and we'll be talking about another one in this video. Now, in Distortions Monster World, we can find this amazing animatronic, and depending on who you ask, it is fortunate that it's not a Shocktronic, but a normal animatronic. And just like with most of the animatronics in the museum, you can press a button and watch its very impressive and terrifying wings come to life. Seeing this animatronic in action is so great, and the detail put into it is stunning. Winged Dragon. We are huge dragon fans, and we know that many of you guys are too, so this animatronic is probably going to be one of your favorites, if not your favorite, in Distortions Monster World. This winged dragon measures 8 feet tall to the head and can even reach 10 feet tall when its wings are up. Not only that, but its wingspan measures 12 feet. The dragon is programmed to have lifelike movements of its head, neck, and wings, and it also includes lights and fog that come out of its mouth to simulate the dragon's fire breathing. It is honestly a breathtaking sight and an incredible piece of art. We also asked the Duck Squad what your thoughts were on this animatronic, and you agree that the detail of the wings and the texture of the dragon, specifically the hand-painted scales, are astounding. And of course, the movement of the wings is very cool also. We are all in agreement that this is something that we would like to have in our homes. In the museum, you can find this dragon surrounded by an amazing setting. And again, this dragon is interactive. So by pressing the button, it comes alive. Its mouth, head, and wings begin moving, and you can hear it roar. The lighting and setting around it make the experience so much better. And near it, you can find a terrifying photo op featuring Nosferatu. The Reaper. One of the most terrifying animatronics at Distortions Monster World, for sure. The Reaper stands at 13 feet tall in a dark corner, watching every guest pass by. Usually, this giant animatronic is sitting down when suddenly activated, stands up, making it a terrifying sight. He also moves, talks, and has glowing eyes. It comes with a fog machine, LED eye lights, control with digital sound, and a speaker, and you can operate it with a trigger button, or it can also include a motion sensor. This terrifying animatronic was created back in 2015 and has been scaring people ever since. There is one fun fact, though, that makes this animatronic less scary and very funny. During the Transworld Trade Show of 2015, Distortions Unlimited presented a special version of this animatronic. The animatronic was called the Grim Rapper because, you guessed it, it had some severe rapping skills. While the rap was fire and pretty funny, the giant animatronic was still terrifying and imposing.
I fly to the darkness, deciding who's next.
If you want to see this animatronic rap, we'll be uploading it to our Instagram stories, so be sure to follow us. In the museum, you find the Reaper standing tall in a corner. It is never sitting, so you don't get to see it stand up. But again, this doesn't take away from the fantastic animatronic. The Reaper is turned on, so we get to see its terrifying eyes watching over all the monsters below. Scream Generator Monster. There is a whole area dedicated to Frankenstein's creations at Distortions Monster World, including props used in the Young Frankenstein production. But we'll be talking about all of this in our next video. Today, we'll only be covering the Scream Generator Shocktronic. This is the other Shocktronic that we can find in the museum, and it is equally terrifying. The monster can be characterized in different ways, as you can see here, but in the museum, it looks like a version of the monster. So how does the Shocktronic work, you may ask? Well, this animatronic simulates the monster getting electrocuted. So the animatronic arms swing and flail, convincing people it's just an animatronic. But suddenly, the actor in costume bursts out from the prop and scares anybody who happens to be near it. This is such a fantastic and fun Shocktronic. And just like any of us Halloween and horror fans can recognize, Dick Van Dyke knew he had to have one of these for his annual Halloween home haunt last year. For those of you who don't know, legendary actor Dick Van Dyke is a huge Halloween fan who gets in the spirit every year by going all out to decorate his home since the 60s. But back in 2017, he heard all about Distortions Unlimited and decided to up his haunting game by having them help him decorate his house with all types of animatronics and props. And last year, he had the Scream Generator monster, but with a twist. The scare actor inside the Shocktronic was none other than Ed Edmonds himself. This is such an incredible and fun animatronic, and we can imagine that seeing it with a scare actor is terrifying. Exorcism Fritronic. This animatronic prop might be very simple in theory, but it perfectly fulfills its function, which is, of course, being terrifying. This is a Fritronic, which is described by Distortions as a line of durable, electric Halloween animatronics which are professionally built yet affordable. This particular Fritronic simulates a possessed girl which appears to float and turn from side to side. Its hands are completely posable as well as the head, and it works thanks to a heavy-duty motor. In the museum, we can find this Fritronic surrounded by some other terrifying possessed girl props, right next to the Gargoyle Shocktronic. This animatronic works perfectly along with the audio track and the atmosphere of the place. We can assure you that you would not want to be locked in a room for more than 10 minutes with this prop. So this animatronic is a must for any haunt. These are all the animatronics you can find at Distortions Monster World. And like we said, you need to visit this museum. So we teamed up with them to give away 2 tickets so you can visit it. To participate, you need to go follow both of our accounts on Instagram. We'll leave both links in the description. Look for this post and follow the instructions there. We'll announce the winner next week on our IG Stories and Community tab, so stay tuned. And again, we'll be covering everything else you can find in this amazing experience in another video. So click on the bell so you can be notified when the video comes out. Thanks again to everybody for your comments and your continued support.